Dominique Dunne was a bright light, extinguished too soon. Born in 1959, she was a California girl with big dreams. Her family was Hollywood royalty, her father a writer and producer, her mother an heiress. Dominique, the youngest of three, was a natural performer. She loved the spotlight and the magic of storytelling. Dominique's talent was evident from a young age. She studied acting, honing her craft with dedication and passion. She landed roles in television shows, captivating audiences with her charisma and on-screen presence. Her breakthrough arrived with a role in the miniseries Vibe, a science fiction hit. This was her springboard, a sign of the promising career that lay ahead. Then came Poltergeist, a horror masterpiece that cemented her place in Hollywood. Dominique's portrayal of Dana Freeling, the terrified teenager, was both vulnerable and strong. Audiences connected with her performance, feeling the fear and intensity of her character's struggle. The film was a box office sensation, propelling Dominique into the realm of rising stars. Her future seemed limitless. She had beauty, talent, and a family legacy that opened doors. Dominique Dunne was on the cusp of stardom, ready to conquer Hollywood with her talent and charm. Little did anyone know that her light would be tragically dimmed, leaving behind a legacy forever marred by a senseless act of violence. Dominique's personal life was a tapestry of love, loss, and longing. She craved connection, seeking the comfort and stability of a loving partnership. Her early relationships were filled with the passion and intensity of youth, but they often ended in disappointment. One relationship, however, would leave an indelible mark on her life. She met John Sweeney, a chef, and was quickly swept off her feet. He was charming and attentive, showering her with affection and promises of a future together. Dominique, yearning for love and security, fell deeply in love. But cracks soon appeared in their idyllic facade. Sweeney's possessiveness grew, his temper flaring with alarming frequency. Dominique found herself walking on eggshells, trying to appease his unpredictable moods. The loving boyfriend transformed into a controlling partner, isolating her from friends and family. Dominique's loved ones noticed the change in her demeanor. Her vibrant spirit seemed dimmed, her laughter less frequent. She became withdrawn, bearing the weight of Sweeney's emotional abuse. Her family expressed concerns, urging her to reconsider the relationship, but Dominique held on to the hope that things would improve. Sadly, their pleas went unheeded. Dominique remained trapped in a cycle of love and fear, clinging to the belief that Sweeney's love was genuine, despite the growing evidence to the contrary. This toxic relationship, fueled by possessiveness and control, would ultimately lead to a night of unimaginable horror, shattering her dreams and leaving a void in the hearts of those who loved her. On the evening of October 30th, 1982, tragedy struck. Dominique, at the peak of her career, was brutally attacked in her West Hollywood home. The assailant was none other than John Sweeney, her possessive and abusive boyfriend. The details of the attack sent shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond. Sweeney, consumed by rage and jealousy, arrived at Dominique's home uninvited. An argument erupted, fueled by his controlling nature and simmering resentment. The confrontation escalated quickly, turning violent in a horrifying instant. Sweeney's anger boiled over, and he physically assaulted Dominique, leaving her with severe injuries. Neighbors, alerted by the commotion, called the police. Officers arrived to find Dominique unconscious, her life hanging in the balance. She was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, where medical professionals fought desperately to save her life. The young actress, so full of promise, lay in a coma, her dreams slipping away with each passing moment. For 5 agonizing days, Dominique clung to life, her family keeping vigil by her bedside, praying for a miracle, but the damage was too severe. On November 4th, 1982, Dominique Dunne succumbed to her injuries, leaving behind a legacy of talent and a stark reminder of the devastating consequences of domestic violence. The news of her death sent shockwaves through Hollywood, cutting short a promising career and leaving a void in the hearts of her family, friends, and fans worldwide. Section 4. Justice Denied, the controversial trial of John Sweeney. The trial of John Sweeney was a spectacle that captivated the nation. The public was eager to see justice served for the brutal attack on Dominique Dunne. However, the proceedings were marred by controversy, leaving many questioning whether the legal system truly served its purpose. Sweeney's defense team employed a strategy that shifted the blame onto the victim. They painted Dominique as a troubled and unstable individual, attempting to portray her as the aggressor in the relationship. The defense presented a narrative that minimized Sweeney's actions, portraying him as a victim of circumstance rather than a perpetrator of violence. The prosecution, however, presented a starkly different picture. They meticulously laid out the evidence, highlighting Sweeney's history of violence and his controlling behavior towards Dominique. They presented witness testimonies that corroborated Dominique's claims of abuse, painting a clear picture of a toxic and dangerous relationship. Despite the compelling evidence presented by the prosecution, the jury delivered a verdict that shocked and outraged many. Sweeney was found guilty of voluntary manslaughter, a lesser charge that carried a significantly lighter sentence than murder. The verdict was widely criticized, with many believing that Sweeney had escaped the full weight of justice. The controversial trial left a lingering sense of injustice, highlighting the systemic failures in addressing domestic violence and holding abusers accountable for their actions. Section 5. Dominique's legacy, a voice for victims of domestic violence. Dominique Dunne's tragic death became a rallying cry for change. Her story, though heartbreaking, sparked a national conversation about domestic violence, an issue often shrouded in silence and shame. Dominique's legacy became intertwined with the fight for justice and the urgent need to protect victims of abuse. Her family, devastated by their loss, channeled their grief into activism. They established the Dominique Dunne Foundation, a nonprofit organization dedicated to raising awareness about domestic violence and providing support to victims. The foundation became a beacon of hope, offering resources, education, and advocacy to those affected by abuse. Dominique's story resonated with countless individuals who had suffered in silence. Her case shed light on the often hidden reality of domestic violence, prompting others to come forward and share their own experiences. The national dialogue surrounding Dominique's death helped to break down the stigma associated with domestic violence, encouraging victims to seek help and support. Her legacy continues to inspire action and change. Dominique's story serves as a reminder that domestic violence can affect anyone, regardless of their background or social status. Her tragic fate underscores the importance of recognizing the warning signs of abuse, seeking help, and supporting those who are trapped in dangerous relationships. Section 6. A call to action, breaking the silence and ending the violence. Dominique Dunne's story serves as a stark reminder that domestic violence is a pervasive issue that demands our attention and action. It is a silent epidemic that affects countless individuals, shattering lives and leaving lasting scars on families and communities. We must break the silence surrounding domestic violence and work together to create a world where everyone feels safe and respected. Education is crucial in preventing domestic violence. We must teach young people about healthy relationships, consent, and the importance of respecting boundaries. By fostering a culture of respect and equality, we can prevent future generations from falling victim to abusive relationships. Support services are essential for victims of domestic violence. Hotlines, shelters, and counseling services provide a lifeline for those seeking safety and support. We must ensure that these resources are readily available and accessible to all who need them. Legislative action is necessary to hold abusers accountable and protect victims. Stronger laws and stricter enforcement are crucial in deterring violence and providing justice for those who have been harmed. We must advocate for policies that prioritize the safety and well-being of victims, ensuring that they have access to legal protection and support. Dominique Dunne's legacy is a call to action. Let us honor her memory by working tirelessly to prevent domestic violence, support victims, and create a future free from abuse and fear. Together, we can make a difference and build a world where everyone can live in peace and dignity.